Hello?
Hello, mate. Listen, I've got a proposal for you.
Okay.
I was watching a video just like kicking about a thing where ESPN went and travelled around England and went to the Premier League, every single Premier League stadium, and I thought we could do that. But obviously not for England, but we could do it for Scotland.
Yeah.
But I thought, we can maybe do it in 24 hours.
Are you for real?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, alright.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do that, totally.
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. Let's try and do it in well, obviously, let's do it next year. Let's do it in March or something like that. But it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, alright, yeah. You're on.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Right, well, we've got some work to do.
So how have we ended up at this stage? How have we ended up with, quite honestly, our biggest challenge yet? Well, to explain that all, I'm going to have to take you back to August 2019. Back at the start of the 2019-20 season, I saw that ESPN posted a YouTube video entitled, "Is it possible to visit every Premier League stadium in 24 hours?" This was then followed up a few weeks later by another YouTuber called Charlie Morley and by another YouTuber called Miniminter. All took different routes and all had different outcomes. And this got me inspired. I wanted to go out there and try and recreate it for myself. But a couple of issues were obviously, one, living in Edinburgh, and two, not having the money to get down to England and going round England. So I thought, could you do it in Scotland? So I set out on a challenge to try and visit all 12 Scottish Premiership stadiums. However, thinking about it over time, it seemed almost too easy. So I decided to bump up the stakes and see if it was possible to visit all 42 Scottish Professional Football League stadiums in 24 hours. That's all the 42 teams in Scotland's top 4 divisions in under a day. There had been already a couple of attempts to do this, but no one had ever officially tried to do it in 24 hours. And that's where 42 in 24 was born. Now I knew I couldn't do this on my own, mainly because it's a lot of driving. It's 24 hours straight of driving, and also it's lonely out there. So I thought this would be a great opportunity for us at 2.5 Tinnies to get back together. And so, having pitched the idea to Alex, we got set out and started working. It became apparent quite quickly we would need to really think about how we were going to do this, what car we were going to be using, what route we were going to be taking.
24 hours before the new Premier League season starts.
See, what they did, stupidly, was they started in Bournemouth.
Then Manchester City.
So they're going back on themselves. So what we need for this is a Mercedes Sprinter.
It looks a lot like we need to go and buy a Mercedes Sprinter van.
How much is a second-hand Mercedes Sprinter? I think the more and more we're looking at this, the more and more it is looking like we're going to have to just
Well,
get...
I think we're just going to have to get a short-term insurance car.
So the question is, on your car or on my car? What makes this challenge that bit harder is, as we discussed earlier, it's not the Central Belt. Because the Central Belt, we could get to Glasgow and back in a couple of hours. It's Stranraer, it's Peterhead, it's Elgin, it's Inverness, it's Ross County, it's Queen of the South, and it's Annan. Those are the ones that really will do us in.
Yeah. But that's what makes it a challenge. That's what we were saying in the pub earlier on. That's what makes it the challenge and what makes it something you want to accomplish.
We just got to decide on what we're going to do. We're going to take a photo outside everyone. What else can we do?
If the gift shop is open, we're going to buy a keyring or a pen or something.
A pet. Imagine
the gift shop.
Imagine coming back from having just driven for 24 hours straight and saying what your proudest achievement was and that you managed
I got a pen
From
from Peterhead FC.
I was going to say... I was going to say a Montrose rubber.
Okay, the next time we meet, we will see what our good pal Shannon has to say about this, because she doesn't know what's happening yet. This is no
I don't think...
surprise.
I generally don't know what she'll say. She might join us.
She might join us.
And that'd be a great thing, because that means cheaper.
It's cheaper and another driver, and we've got good quality passer between the three of us.
We'll try.
We let the time pass, and eventually we asked Shannon at a show that we were at in January 2020.
We have a proposition for you. Would you like to join us on an adventure? Now, this is a 24-hour long adventure, but it's also a challenge.
With you guys?
With us.
I'm out.
We're going to try and visit every single Scottish Premier League, every single Scottish professional football league stadium in 24 hours.
Yes!
42 stadiums in 24 hours.
Let's do it!
We're going to drive to every single stadium in 24 hours.
I'm game.
Hi, Charlie. So, the three of us now, there was a original service, now three of us, are going to visit every single Scottish football stadium in 24 hours. 42 in 24.
That's all we have to do all everything as well.
But yeah, fantastic experience.
We'll have to
Or
get
two
like...
cars anyway.
Insurance for like a day or 2 days, and it doesn't. It's not that expensive. I think you'll manage it brilliantly. Just plan your route.
And so we were back as a trio, and in early February we set out even further and looked more in depth at how we were going to complete this challenge.
Okay. So from Tynecastle to Easter, this is us from the last bit. It would take us 12 minutes, it says on here. Minimum, maximum 35.
Your plan says 18 minutes.
Right, so add 18 minutes onto that.
So that would be 11:59 when we get back to Easter Road.
On here, on here it says arrive about 12:16. But so we could complete in. Now this is not taking in any time.
No, this
one
is
to take the photo, two for stoppages for any reason for for petrol, peas.
This is gonna be tight, guys. This is gonna be tight.
I'm scared.
I reckon here we have got a very good route where we're going to get the north out the way first and Glasgow the night. The south is where I think we might
We might lose it in the south.
and especially in between. I'm going to say in between Gala, Bank and Arran and Hamilton.
Okay, so there's nothing yet for after the 4th of April.
Oh, the split has. That'll be the split.
So we don't know yet.
The schools are off. That might bring us some time though if the schools are off.
Maybe.
Oh,
Actually.
oh.
Yes.
I think we can do it. I don't think.
We can do it. We definitely can do it. It just depends whether we make
We'll do
it.
it by 12.
Yeah.
If we can do it in 24
We
hours
really
or
need
not.
to push it. We
Yeah.
really need to push it.
I do think that Google at points might lie, and that we can, with our driving skills. Your driving skills.
Shannon's driving. We can really claw back some time.
Number one, where we're starting.
Do it just no bother.
We just want to do it.
Do you want to just get the money and go spend it in the casino or something like that? Or?
Holiday.
Aye.
Where do we go?
So we'll do it all, and then we'll just go on holiday, and then
Do we start in Elgin?
having to get to Elgin first.
Still for night.
Well, surely then we'd start the most northern that we can.
Ross County.
Dingle.
Look, if we start at Ross County, we do Inverness, Elgin, Peterhead, Aberdeen, come down Dundee, after Dundee we just hop across to Perth and get that out of the way. St John's.
Oh.
Hop cross, eh?
Hop across.
Oh.
That's only about half an hour.
Right, here we go. Good morning, Mr. Flynn. Oh no!
What did I do?
You
What
spilled
have I
the
done?
tea! Because she had it in Perth.
Uh-huh.
And we had to. Can you stop going off?
I don't mean that.
Right, yes. So, according to this redone plan, we should, if we start in Ross County at 12 o'clock midday, we go make our way south, then back up north again towards Edinburgh. We will finish at Easter Road, round of the Great Hibernian Football Club at 9:55. It is possible, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope it's going to be a lot of fun. I like the look of that.
I like the look of that. I like.
I do.
For me, it's just like I'm just surprised that it's going to take us this long to get between. So that's when we're leaving Glasgow. So we're leaving Firhill at 23:55, and we were going to get to Ayr. So we're going to have 2 hours to do Ayrshire, Greenock, and Stranraer. The people of Stranraer. If there's anybody ever from Stranraer that ever
Or support Stranraer.
or supports Stranraer, who I've never met before in my life, why are you so awkward to get to? Like,
Of course, doing this just with our pride in the line isn't enough for us. We want to put ourselves through more pain. So we decided to do this for charity. We each decided to pick 3 charities, one which meant something a bit personal to us. And in March, we released Facebook videos about why we wanted to do it for them.
I'm doing this in aid of a campaign against living miserably. CALM. They're a mental health charity, and they help with advice and support for when you really need it. Suicide is the biggest killer of men under 45 in the UK. It's about 18 deaths every single day. And although I've never needed the help that they provide, I know people that have and that have been in that situation or something close to that situation. And I'd like to know that the help is going to be there when people need it most.
good charity.
It's a very good charity, and mine is going to be cardiac risk in the young. Every week in the United Kingdom, there's 12 young adults die from cardiovascular diseases. And what cardiac risk in the young, or CRY, his mission is to do is to reduce these deaths, whether that be through providing screenings or just providing help in general, and even after, if the unfortunate does happen, helping bereaving families with support. It does mean a lot to me because one of my mates, Ben Forsyth, was unfortunately diagnosed with a cardiovascular disease which stopped him from his passion for cycling, and unfortunately took his life just a couple of years later at the age of 20. His father Keith, his mum Margaret, and his whole family have been working tirelessly to provide screenings in East Lothian and Edinburgh, and I just want to get back to them and help them provide these screenings so that more young adults can get the help that they need if they are unfortunately diagnosed with any cardiovascular disease. So yeah.
I'd like to raise money for a charity based in Glasgow, and it's Les Hoy MBE Dreammaker Foundation. And I first met Les about 11 years ago when I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. Les helped me a lot by giving me a lot of perks to look forward to during my chemo, so I met a lot of my celebrity idols through Les. I met the one and only Gary Barlow, which was obviously most important. Thank you, Les, for that one. I obviously met Kylie Minogue, I've met David Williams, I've met the Man United football team. I've had some absolutely fantastic experiences I would not have had if it hadn't been for Les. Les started this back in 1992 when he had a similar experience of his own with one of his family members, and has just carried on helping kids who have got life-threatening conditions. And back in 2014 he actually became a registered charity, which is absolutely fantastic, and he continues to make kids' dreams come true. So for me, I would love to give something back to Les for him giving so much to my family.
So we've literally just paid for the hotel in Dingwall.
Yeah.
Shannon's giving her details in now. Exciting times ahead.
Yeah, this
I've got my chins in that. Shout to my ID.
no turning back. No turning back.
No turning back now, guys. So now we just got to sort out all the finer details.
I have to take a selfie.
Now, it felt a bit weird in my opinion. It felt like everything was going a bit too simple. We had the car, we had the hotel, we had the route, we had everything all set out. It almost seemed to be going too perfect. And then, of course, March 2020 happened. So it's currently right now the 17th of March. It's less than a month to go until we do our challenge. And there's something which is completely ruining everything.
Good evening. The latest UK case of coronavirus is the first to be contracted within the country rather than abroad. The man walked into a GP surgery in Surrey feeling unwell. It came as another patient who'd been quarantined on a cruise ship in Japan became the first Briton to die from the illness.
Every morning when I wake up, I wash my hands. Then I have some food, and then I wash my hands. Then I take a shower, wash my hands, and then wash my hands.
You must
Mommy tells
stay
me
at
my
home.
hands are clean. And then I wash and wash and wash my hands. Then I touch a football, and I wash and wash and wash them off. And I watch my sister washing her hands, and I got an idea to wash my hands. And I wash and wash and wash and wash
of the coronavirus.
It's the 18th of March, and unfortunately we've had to postpone the challenge due to the COVID-19 coronavirus outbreak, which has put a real spanner in the works. But what can you do? Just annoyed more than anything else. But it's a pandemic. Not much we can do about it, so we shall see. But it's annoying. I'm devastated, but we will do it. We will do it. And that was that. Everything got shut down. No one was allowed out of the house. You weren't even allowed 2 meters from another person from another household. Sports was off. Pubs were shut. The shops were shut. Everything. Which really put everything we had on hold. And with Shannon's previous health issues, she had to shield. Just when everything seemed to be going great. And not just for us as well, for a lot of people. And that's kind of the situation we're stuck in now. We still don't have a date yet. We have nothing, really. Yeah. We don't know what we're gonna do, really. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, so basically I'm now allowed to socially distance with people like what you guys are doing in public. So if you guys want to meet at any point, please let me know because I'm absolutely buzzing!
When it all comes down, do you feel alive? Are you feeling lost? You were made to fly, but you're so much more than a memory. It is not easy. It's a shame, still waters run deep.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
It's a shame, still waters run deep.